According to the Fitch Ratings agency, the 2014 outlook for Afore pension funds in Mexico is positive. Here to speak about how the industry is developing is Ignacio Saldaña from Afore XXI Banorte, the largest pension fund administrator in Mexico. Well, Ignacio, in many parts of the world, pension funds are taking a hit, but in Mexico, they're actually growing. Why would you say this is?
Mexico is enjoying a demographic bonus. The biggest part of our population is on working age, which is between 15 and 65 years old. So basically what we have is a very young country that it's contributing to a defined contribution system which started recently. And it's now accruing a lot of income from these companies and from these workers into their segregated accounts, and it's growing at 10 to 15% per annum rates.
So how would you say the pensions market has changed over the past few years in Mexico?
I think that the most important change was back in 1997 when we changed from a defined benefit system to a defined contribution scheme, when the Afores or the pension fund system was born. And from there to now, there has been relevant changes. For example, it was born as a fixed income only fund, very low risk government securities, no equities in the portfolio. Back in 2005, we got allowed to invest in equities and foreign securities. 2008, we changed from 2 funds to 5 and then to 4 funds. And these 4 funds are different in their investment strategy. For example, we have the number 1 fund, which is basically for workers which are closer to their retirement. This has a lower equity stake and a higher fixed income proportion of investments. And we have, for the younger people and which are longer or have more time for retirement, we have the Afore XXI or the Fund 4. Basically, we've changed from sole government securities portfolio, only debt, to a highly diversified portfolio. And another important change that I was not mentioning is that in 2007, the government employees were also incorporated to the system, which is a big change also for the public pension cost of the country's retirement plans.
Well, you actually reported higher than expected earnings for the last quarter of 2013. What do you attribute to this success?
The higher than expected income was done through our parent company, Grupo Financiero Banorte, which is a listed entity in Mexico. And Afore XXI Banorte's contribution to this income, it's basically done through our consolidated earnings to the group, and we're streamlining our costs. We have merged Afore BBVA Bancomer, which was bought back in March last year and merged also in March. And we've been streamlining, as I was saying, all our costs, and we've been giving more earnings to the group.
So what do you have in place to manage risk?
We have a very high compliance-oriented process. All our trades are authorized with risk management pre-trade, on a pre-trade status. So before we do a trade, we already know that it complies with this investment regime, that it's in line with our committee's approach to these asset classes, and it's always compliant with regulations.
So finally, what's next for Afore XXI Banorte?
It's on a consolidation mode. We have been merging with Afore XXI a couple of years ago, and last year with the merger of BBVA, we become the largest pension fund. So I think this is a year for consolidate our acquisitions, stabilize our earnings, and try to improve them with more efficiencies and synergies on the coming months. We have a lot of things to do in Mexico on the portfolio investment side. We should lobby with our regulator to increase the foreign entity bucket. We can only invest 20% of our assets under management abroad or outside Mexico. We think we should go like in Chile or other South American countries that have been incrementing this limit. There's a strong correlation between Mexico, the pension plans in the future, and how we should diversify the money of our clients. There's a lot of things going on in Mexico. We have a very strong outcome on our energy reform. These pension fund assets should be also investing in infrastructure, in energy sector. I know there's big challenges ahead on this, and we should find the correct vehicles and the correct way to get involved with the highest security for our investors. But I think Mexico has a lot of room to grow, and especially the pension plans and the pension funds are growing at 15% per annum for the last 15 years. The local market is becoming smaller and smaller every day for us, and we should start looking into more asset classes and try to get involved and produce these in higher returns for our clients.
Ignacio, thank you.
Thank you.